Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today officially marks my 6 months of ownership of the all-new Tesla Model 3 Performance. This is the Highland Refresh. So I wanted to make a review video for you guys. In this video, I'm going to share the pros, the cons, the cost of ownership, some of the updates that I made to the car, and my overall opinion. So let's get into the video. So let's start with some of the pros that I experienced with this vehicle. First of all, I really love the new aggressive look. I think it makes it look a lot more sporty. And even though it's an EV, I know a lot of people hate on EVs. I think it looks really aggressive. And this thing is super fast. 0 to 60 on this thing is 2.9 seconds. So this thing is lightning quick. I would say that's the biggest pro. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, bro. Wow. Now, one of the cons with this vehicle is that it is an EV. So if you do not have an at-home charger, you're gonna find it very inconvenient to constantly having to go to the charging stations, spending time. Sometimes there's long lines. Depending on where you live, there could be long lines to charge. For me, I own my home, so I was able to install a Tesla charger. It cost me about $450 to install, and it's very convenient. I plug it in at night like my phone, I schedule it, and it charges from 11 p.m. to about 5 a.m. And by that time, when I wake up, I have a fully charged vehicle that I do not have to worry about. Let's talk about the cost of ownership on this thing. I've owned it for 6 months, and I've broken down the cost. Retail, this thing retails for about $43,000. So for me, I think it's a really good value. My monthly payment is $700 a month. My insurance is about $175 a month. And then I noticed that my electric bill went up. It varies a little bit, but on average, it went up about $75 a month. So all in, I'm about $950 to $1,000 a month of cost of ownership. I've owned it for 6 months, so my cost for the last 6 months is $6,000. Let's talk about some of the mods that I made to the Tesla. I haven't done too much. I didn't want to go crazy with it. The first thing I did, I live here in Arizona. It's super hot. You got to tint your vehicle. So I went with 20% tint across all around the entire vehicle. One of the cool things about the Tesla is that the top roof part, it's actually a glass ceiling, is already tinted. So you don't really have to tint it. I am probably going to buy a shade for it this summer just because when in the summer, you really start to feel that heat. On top of that, the other mod that I made was removing the aero cap, the new aero wheel covers. I think the wheels looked a lot more aggressive compared to the previous Tesla, but by removing the wheel covers, it makes it look even more aggressive. And people even think that these are aftermarket wheels when these are actually wheels directly from Tesla. So after living with the car for 6 months, these are some of my favorite and least favorite features of the interior. My favorite feature of the interior is this wonderful user experience that I get as having everything here on the front home screen. If I want to drive, I'm able to just hit the drive button and drive that way. If I want to park, I just go ahead and hit park. Everything's very convenient. If I need to pick a destination, I can just hit the map and I can type in my destination. If I want to play some music, I can just hit one of my apps and all of my music is here. Listen to a little bit of Drake. I would play some music right now because the sound system on this thing is also one of my favorite features. It is absolutely amazing. I know that in the past, Tesla had some issues with cabin noise. I think they really resolved that because I don't really hear much, especially when I have the music going. Unfortunately, I can't play any music because I would get a copyright strike. So here's a couple more of my favorite features for the interior. I really like the charging pad here. I use my phone a lot, so having this charging pad here with no wires is great. I hate having wires everywhere, so I love that I can do that. It's got a great storage space here. This is where I can keep my gum, my sunglasses, wallet, all that. And then I love the all-white interior with the ambient lighting. Right now, it's daytime, so the ambient lighting isn't as bright, but at night, the ambient lighting looks absolutely amazing, and it really pops with the all-white interior. Now, my number one absolute favorite feature of this Tesla is the FSD mode, the full self-driving. Full self-driving on Tesla is a groundbreaking piece of technology. I was honestly shocked to find out how well it works. All right, so I want to show you how the full self-driving mode is activated. Right now, I picked a destination. I'm going to Target, got to do a little bit of shopping. So it's very simple. I just hit this button and now it is engaged for Target. So it knows exactly where to go for Target. It's going to drive us directly to Target. It turned the blinker on. It knows that we're going to turn because we have to turn to go to Target. So the car's already doing its thing. Nice and slow. Pulls up to the lights, nice and slow. It waits, it looks, nobody in the way. Executes a perfect turn. And we're on our way.
Now turn left.
All right, so we've arrived to Target and I did not touch the wheel a single time. So I'm trying to tell you guys here, this FSD mode is absolutely insane and it works extremely well. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows with the Tesla. There are some things that I do not like about it. And the first one is the glass panel ceiling. And that's just because I live here in Arizona. It's super hot. So it gets really hot with that thing on there. So like I mentioned earlier, I am going to be adding a roof ceiling cover for this thing because it gets really hot. The second thing is it took me a little bit of time to get used to the EV charging. A couple times I forgot to plug it in and it kind of gives you range anxiety when you're not close to a charging station and you're not sure if you're going to make it there. So it's not like with a gas car, there's gas stations on every corner. You kind of have to do a little bit of driving to get to the right charging station to make sure that you charge your car. Another thing about the Tesla that's not my favorite feature is it is pretty small. It's hard to fit 5 people in this thing. Typically, I only cruise around with 4 people max. If I put the 5th person in, everybody's really squeezed in. I'm about 5'11". I fit okay, but if I was any taller, if you're a tall guy, you may want to consider getting a bigger vehicle, maybe the Model S or the Model Y. It might be a big, better fit for you. But for me, I fit pretty well, but I can see if I was taller, it would be a really tight squeeze. This is my overall opinion after 6 months of owning the Tesla Model 3 Performance Highland Refresh. I've absolutely enjoyed the last 6 months. This has been the most favorite car that I've ever owned. And it's really changed the way that I look at cars. With all the tech features, the cameras and the sensors that it has, it really kind of, I feel like I'm in the future and all the other gas cars are, 100 years ago. And this thing drives itself. It gives me another set of eyes on the road. It got the braking for me. The EV part of it, I've saved a lot of money on gas that way. I used to spend about $200 a month on fuel. Now I'm down to about $75 on electricity. And there's even other ways of getting that cost even lower. It's super fast. So I, at times, have one of the fastest cars on the road. There's only a few cars faster than this one. So for the value of $43,000, I think it's really hard to beat the Tesla Model 3 Performance. And if you're looking to get into your first EV, I definitely recommend it. It's really affordable and it's really fun, and I don't think you're going to regret it. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the review of the Tesla Model 3 Performance. Thanks for watching my video. If you got some value, like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out on my YouTube journey. Later.